Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Veganuary recipe video. We are killing it with these. Look at me being, what's the word we're looking for? I'm doing this often, being consistent with food uploads. So fun. We are making pasta fazool tonight, or as us white kids from California call it, pasta fazool. I'm not sure where that pronunciation came from, but pasta fazool is what my grandfather called it. This is the way my mom made pasta fazool for us growing up. Actually, this is the vegan version of the way she made it, which means it's the way my grandparents made it, which means it's the way my great-grandparents made it. So I am not claiming this to be authentic by any means. I don't know what actual authentic pasta fazool is, but this is how I had it growing up. So I've had pasta fazool in restaurants that had greens in it. Ours doesn't have greens in it. I've had it where there's some sort of meat, like pork, I think, in it. Ours does not have pork either, or any kind of meat substitute. I'm guessing this recipe didn't have any kind of meat because when my great-grandparents were making it back in the Depression era, they probably didn't have money for meat. They just had, the bare bones for the cheaper foods, pasta, beans, tomatoes, broth. So pasta fazool, translated in English, just means pasta with beans. This is the ultimate and comfort food for me. This reminds me of being a kid. This is one of my favorite things in the world to eat. My kids love it. We make this multiple times a month, almost weekly, to be honest. This is good in the wintertime. This is good in the summertime. This is good whenever. Doesn't have to be cold weather to eat this dish by any means. So we are starting by just chopping an onion. I realized when I started making this video, I didn't have any garlic. So you should be chopping a clove of garlic with your onion, but I didn't have any. So you know what? When you don't have garlic, we just left it out. And I also only had elbow macaroni. Typically, my mom made this with ditalini, I think it was called. Little thimble pasta. But we had elbow macaroni, so that's what I'm using. So pasta fazool, I think there's a lot of people who make it as a one-pot thing. I don't like cooking my pasta with my beans and broth because I feel like it gets really, really starchy, and it just gets kind of weird and gummy sometimes. So I cook my pasta separate. You can see here we have this pot of water boiling. I just throw that in. It doesn't have to cook all the way. It just needs to start cooking because it'll finish in the broth with the beans. But that's what we're doing right here. So pasta goes in. Our onions chopped. Our Dutch oven is getting hot. We'll add some olive oil. I was almost out of olive oil too. I was like, I should have checked all this before I started shooting this video. But I don't know, a couple tablespoons. Words are hard. I just used the rest of what was in the bottom of that bottle. So we get that hot. This is really simple. You just saute onions. You add your tomatoes and beans and your broth, kind of let it cook. Add your pasta and you're done. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Typically with pasta fazool, you use cannellini beans. Any kind of white beans work. I also noticed in my pantry before I started doing this that the only thing I had were great white northern beans. So that's what's in the white bowl right there. So as far as like value goes, people talk about there's just this myth that you have to be, rich to eat plant-based. That is not true. Look at us clean as we go. Got to do it. Definitely not true. I mean, you can listen, you can get super bougie with all the fake meat replacements, and you can go to Whole Foods and go to their, salad bar and do whatever you want there and spend your entire paycheck. Plant-based eating is not expensive at all. In fact, it's the complete opposite. When you look at some of the cheapest foods in the world, oats, rice, beans, pasta, fruits and vegetables, you don't have to worry about, everything being organic and spending an arm and a leg. If you're not able to buy organic fruits and vegetables, don't worry about it. Just make sure you wash your produce before you eat it. That's really the only thing that you have to worry about. Like, I'm not sitting here spending, entire paychecks on organic fruits and vegetables. I can't do it. So I'm not going to do it. I never will do it. And don't feel bad if you can't do it either. I don't think, most people don't do that. If you're able to do that monetarily, God bless you. More power to you. So our onions have cooked. They're sweating out a little bit. I'm going to add a couple cans of just regular diced tomatoes. These are from Costco. I don't think these are Italian style. You can get Italian style tomatoes that have some extra seasoning in them. These are just regular diced tomatoes. I get them, like I said, from Costco. I get it's like they come in an 8-pack, I think, for like $6. It's amazing. So we are adding those 2 cans to, I think those are 16-ounce cans, to our chopped onion. And then the only thing seasoning wise that we're going to add to this is pepper. And then I have a little thing of Italian seasoning that's got I think there's dried basil, there's some garlic in there. There might be some parsley. I'm not sure what's all in Italian seasoning, but that's where we're going to add to it. If you noticed before we dropped our pasta into our water, I salted that heavily, and we're not going to drain that. I don't know what that was, by the way. There's like a green tomato in there. I got rid of that. Check your canned tomatoes while you're cooking. So what was I saying? Oh, before we dropped our pasta, I salted the water heavily. So I don't drain the macaroni when I add it. I just take a little, you'll see I have like a little ladle handle or a handle ladle, whatever you call it. And I just take the pasta right out of the pot and add it to the beans and the tomatoes. It's already salted, so you don't have to worry about using a lot of salt in this dish. I mean, you can salt it however you want. If you're using like low sodium veggie broth like I use, you might want to throw some salt in there just for some extra savoriness, but it doesn't have to be super salty. So yeah, pepper and Italian seasoning. I mean, if you look at the cost of this, the bag of pasta that I used, I got at Sprouts, I think it was 99 cents. The 2 cans of tomatoes, figure those are $1 a piece. So we're at $3 right now. The onion, I mean, what's an onion? 50 cents at a store, $3.50. And then a quart of vegetable broth. It's like maybe, I mean, you can get it for like $4 maybe. If you're buying organic, it might be like $5. So you figure like under $10 for this meal, and it feeds my family of 4 multiple times over the course of 2 or 3 days. So, I mean, this is literally $2 for a meal right here. It doesn't get cheaper. And it's something that's amazing. It's not like you're going into, a drive-through and getting a 99-cent hamburger somewhere. Like you're eating good food for cheap. So after the tomatoes cook a bit, we add our beans. I drain those from the can and I rinse them. Maybe you don't have to rinse them. I'm not sure. I don't know if it would get I don't know what it would. I don't know what would happen if you didn't rinse your beans. I mean, they come packed in water, right? So, and it's got like that kind of film. Just rinse them. Don't add them without rinsing them. And look at us clean as we go. Always do it. Have to. So we kind of let those flavors marry. The macaroni's been cooking this entire time we've been talking. I think I tried it right here, and I was like, yeah, it's about done. So, like I said, you don't have to cook this all the way. Just enough to get it going. That's right. We shut her down right there. And then, yeah, see, this is my little spoon ladle handle thing. So what do we do here? Yeah, we take this and like the water will drain. You'll still get some water in there, which is fine because it helps, with the extra liquid for this while it cooks. But take all the macaroni out, add it to your tomatoes and your beans and your onions. And then typically I add like a quart of veggie broth. I had this one that was already open in the fridge that was probably, what is a quart? 4 cups? Is that right? Measurements are escaping me. I think a quart is 4 cups. There was probably like 3 cups of veggie broth in this. You can add an entire carton of it. You can add more if you want it soupier. In the past, I've also, when I didn't have as much veggie broth as I wanted, if I had like some extra tomato sauce in my fridge, you can add that just to kind of help. But for me, I don't like when this dish is real soupy. I like a little bit of broth, but you're not eating like, veggie soup or minestrone soup for pasta fazool, at least the way that I like it. So, yeah, there was probably 3 cups of broth in this thing, but you'll see here, I mean, there's a good amount of liquid. But as this cooks, I let this cook for, we'll see, I think it was like 25, you can let it cook for like 25, 30 minutes, just, kind of finish the pasta off, let all those flavors marry. The pasta will absorb some of that liquid, but you have liquid from the tomatoes that were in that can. And like I said, you have a little bit of the pasta water that's in there. So that's basically it right there. We're done. As soon as the broth goes in, put the lid on. Like I said, let that hang out for like 25, 30 minutes. I put the fire down to about medium. That Dutch oven runs pretty hot. Like that stuff will boil within minutes. It's crazy. So just watch it. You don't want it to boil over. Clean as you go. Have to. Yeah, so like after, 25, 30 minutes, you're done and you're ready to eat. It's another one of those things. Like it's super quick too. I mean, you have dinner ready within 35, 40 minutes, right? Is that right? I mean, this video is only going to be, 10 minutes or so with the magic of editing, but we'll come back in about 25 minutes. We're back, boom, and it's done. You can see here, it's still pretty brothy, but not crazy soupy. And you're ready to eat at this point, the best part. So we're going to grab a bowl and we are going to go ham on this stuff. I gave myself a nice serving right here, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I ate like 2 more bowls after this. This is one of the most addicting foods ever. I eat so much of this. It's it's bad. My 12-year-old ate 2 big bowls of this too. After I shot this video the other night. He loves it. It's crazy. I love that he loves it so much. And I wish his great grandfather was around to eat it with him because he'd be stoked. He'd be super proud of him. So at this point you can add cheese. Violife vegan parm is so good. Didn't have any. But my go-to, as you'll see here, is red pepper flakes. I love the spiciness of the red pepper flake with the savoriness and the creaminess of the beans. It just goes so well together. So I probably go a little heavy-handed on the red pepper. You don't have to do that much, but I like spice. We decided we were going to take a thumbnail for the video right here. This is professional stuff right here. Here's our thumbnail. Look at this. No fancy lighting, no crazy mats or like, silverware anywhere. There we go. There's our thumbnail shot on our iPhone. Oh, I love it. It's the best. A couple of them, just in case the first one didn't come out well, right? So that's it. The dish is done. Your pasta fazool is ready. We're going to eat it. This is ripping hot right here. I burned every single fiber in the top of my mouth taking a bite of it. But you know what? It was worth it. So go ahead and give this a shot. Make it. Let me know how you like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, this dish is very near and dear to my heart. So I really, really hope you enjoy it. So that's it. I'm out of here. Enjoy your pasta fazool. Look at that second bite. Scorched earth mouth. Didn't even taste it. Done. Boom. Let's go.